Yeah. The power of books. And more specifically, fiction books. What is the power in reading something that is fiction? Something that never happened. Or perhaps happened in someone's mind, and that certain someone took the time to jot it down. And you took the time to pick it up. Perhaps you've ever read stories like Dr. Seuss, or even Harry Potter, or The Adventures of Harry, Ron, Hermione, Lemony Snicket, The Adventures of the Kids running into Count Olaf. All sorts of things, right? But there's something interesting about reading fiction, reading adventures, Sherlock Holmes, right? What is there about reading fiction that nonfiction doesn't have? What are the sort of charms that can come from something that never happened? You placing your mind, you placing your image into the mind of another, influencing your subconscious subtly. It's a very indirect influence, almost imperceptible because it's intangible. It's something that you're not picking up consciously, but you're picking it up unconsciously. Certain traits, certain characteristics, certain mannerisms, certain things on your path that you didn't have to go through, but you read about someone else going through, that influenced you in a way as to make you believe subconsciously that you have had triumphs and victories and winning moments over adversity. You overcame without having to overcome. You went through something that someone else went through. Because empathy means to see through someone else's eyes. So how can reading fiction give you what nonfiction cannot? In so many words, it is a more holistic approach to learning. Something that says, I'm not just going from A to Z, right? It is very contrary to the traditional approach in school where we're taught to just, right? You learn like this, you study like this. E equals MC square, X plus Y equals. But when life is not as formulaic as we would like it to be, when there is chance involved, less like chess and more like poker, where there are many improbabilities and factors that we cannot account for, things that you can't really study, you have to experience. How can fiction help you in this modern world? It can give you something that you could have gotten as well by going through it yourself. But it can give you an experience that you can start to embody. You see, you start becoming the book. You start becoming the character. Your world starts becoming the story. You are your own protagonist. and your own antagonist. You are your only problem in life. But thank goodness, you are your only solution. And you can find out in a roundabout way how to solve certain problems, how to endure hardships, how to get through pain and make it out on the other side with your mind intact. By experiencing and living life through someone else who's done the same. Interestingly enough, you won't see the influence at first. Others might point it out to you. There's something different about you. And you might not realize it's what you've been consuming. It's what you've been reading. It's what you've been feeding. But there will come a time where you might look back on all the stories that you read and realize they weren't just in your head. Thank you for listening. This has been Jerome Shaw, host of the Open Palm Podcast. Much love to you, my friend. And in your book of life, let no one else hold the pen. Take care. We'll see you again.